Welcome to GlobeTrotter, a cultural and culinary experience.
This is Santa Rosa, one of the last haciendas that was built especially for the Sisal Industry, and it was built in 1909.
My name is Luz Madrid. I am the resident manager of Santa Rosa Hacienda. Santa Rosa is very special because you can go outside and you will see all around, all the culture of the town, all the people, the different talleres from the Fundación Maya. And also it's very special because it has few rooms. Santa Rosa have a botanic garden. It's very special because you can find a lot of diversity from the fauna and flora.
All the haciendas in Yucatan started at the very beginning when the Spaniards gathered after the conquest. They gathered the natives, in this case we call them normally Indians, and they were gathered in small places where the Spaniards took care of them, but more than took care of them, they took advantage of the situation, of course, and exploited the Mayas. At the beginning, all these haciendas, they were establishments where they produced corn, cattle, and sugarcane. But in the mid-1800s, the haciendas got their boom because of the anaquén, mostly known outside of Mexico as Sisal or Sisal. Anaquén is a fiber which they make ropes from them. Many of these haciendas are nowadays abandoned. Other ones that were recently bought and they became nice hotels. And of course, in the Golden Peak, they were so rich, these people. And at that time, Yucatan was much more connected with Cuba and, in this case, France. And that's why when you visit places, you can see that architecture style. There's actually one of the most important avenues of Mérida. It's the Montejo Avenue, that the most important buildings there have French architecture style.
Santa Rosa is running for a small town. It's Santa Rosa de Lima. All the people here on the town are working for the talleres or for la Fundación Maya. They work with different things like the anaquén, they work doing things for the clothes. We have here at the Hacienda also an area for a spa. We have a principal pool here in the middle. At the top we have a big room where the people can use internet. There is a Wi-Fi connection. We have three different kind of rooms. The first one is the superior, where it's a normal room with a private bathroom, a normal bed, and we have also the junior suite. The junior suite have a private terrace and also a private pool. And the deluxe room is with a private garden and also with a private terrace with a mini jacuzzi.
Santa Rosa is another palatial hacienda from the past. This is Zachi Cenote, and it's an underground river. Lunch at Zachi restaurant is where they serve typical Yucatan dishes. The Yucatan is located here on the Caribbean Sea.
En esta calidad, el sombrero se elabora en 6 días.
These ladies are hand-weaving each hat in a cool spot in a cave, and it's the finest product ever.
Ahora lo voy a convertir. Por ejemplo, esta
This gentleman is illustrating the concept of making the hats.
Y hay moldes más pequeños.
Esos son los otros moldes.
Aquí están los diferentes moldes. Ya para el prensado, pues hay que alisarlo aquí, darle la presión.
The hats are steamed and shaped to perfection by a hot press. The artists at Artisans Lowell Jippy are true craftsmen. They make some of the best straw hats. I sampled a hat just for the fit. Food, food, food everywhere. After all, this was a culinary experience. I love the aroma of fresh baked bread at Pumish Bakery. They bake the freshest bread.
Can't get any fresher than this.
Miran sus espigas, dorados sus trigales, como las que se mecen, muy verdes los maizales. Serpentean las bardas de piedra quebrada, casita con horcones de adobe blanqueada.
My name is Yona Sointola. I'm the resident manager of Hacienda San Jose Cholul, a luxury collection hotel. Hacienda San Jose Cholul started as Hacienda in 1794. Hacienda San Jose Cholul was opened as a hotel in 1998, and then in 2001 it was started operating as Starwood Hotels and Resorts. It's a very special place. It's magical because of the history it has, the ambient here. It's very romantic, it's very quiet, it's so peaceful for everybody to just come and relax.
My name is Jose Maria Osorio Gonzalez. I'm a tourist guide here in Yucatan. Yucatan, it's in the southeast of Mexico. It's one side we have the Caribbean, the other side we have the Gulf of Mexico. The capital city is Mérida. Mérida was founded by the Spaniards on January 6 of 1542. It's a huge plateau of limestone. No volcanoes in this part of Mexico, no mountains, no rivers. But we have one of the most important water reservoirs of Mexico, underground. The underground water system are mostly known today as cenotes, which are a very important part for the tourism. Back then in pre-Hispanic times, whatever the Mayas found a sinkhole, that's where they used to establish by a cenote. Cenotes were definitely very important because of life. Without water, life is not possible. But on the other hand, they were so important for the Mayas that they were actually the entrance to the underworld. And there are many ideas, religious ideas involving the cenotes. There are spirits that live there. Okay, there is a famous legend in Yucatan that talks about aluches. Aluches are like, I would say, the replica or the equivalent of leprechauns in Ireland. These creatures can manifest in a material way, but normally they are like spirits. Okay, they are the guardians of the cenotes and important pre-Hispanic sites. Yucatan, it's very different compared to other parts of Mexico. First of all, it's one of the safest places to come. Okay, our history, the Mayan history, of course, all the pre-Hispanic sites, our food, okay, and definitely be in touch with nature. There are many things to do in Yucatan opposed to other parts of Mexico. We can see sites where there are natural protected areas where you can be in touch with the flamingos.
Celestun is a biosphere reserve in the Mexican Yucatan, and it's also a Flamingo Sanctuary.
In the property we have spa, we have bicycles, and outside the property you can visit, for example, Izamal, which is a magic village, Pueblo Mágico, about 40 minutes from here.
San Jose is another Starwood Hacienda property.
My name's Deborah Schneider. I'm a chef from Southern California. I have a restaurant in Newport Beach and a restaurant in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I've written 5 cookbooks, all Mexican. The interesting thing about this is coming from an American background and then actually traveling in Mexico with the Ruta de Aromas y Sabores is really learning the roots and the heart, not just of the food, but of the cultures that they come from. And I think the greatest thing about being in Mexico is not just that we get to eat and be in this gorgeous place, but you learn so much about the Mexican people, their warmth, their dignity, their kindness, and that they're really fabulous cooks and very smart. So as a chef, I learn a ton. As a human being, I am really humbled by the history of these peoples, particularly in the Yucatan. And I also learn how we relate to Mexico in the United States. You know, we have American history, but you come to Mexico and you learn about Mexican history. And the interplay of all these cultures, indigenous, European, ancient, modern, everything comes together in this absolutely fantastic, gorgeous place. And it really is humbling. Typical dishes down here seem to have really strong indigenous roots. So one of the most famous dishes is a dish called papazul, which is corn tortillas rolled around hard-boiled eggs with a sauce made out of pumpkin seeds on it, and then a sauce of tomatoes. So those are all indigenous ingredients. Another one that we really like is pokchuk, which is wood-grilled pork, which is absolutely delicious. There's the salsas. Oh, let me talk about habaneros. Okay, so they live for habaneros here. Habaneros are the little green monsters that then turn into little orange monsters. And they're not just hot, they're hot with attitude. You don't just eat it and move on to the next bite. And they sneak habaneros into all sorts of things. Our favorite salsa so far has been just sliced habaneros in lime juice with salt. Truly a revelation on a daily basis. What else is good? Sopa de lima. They have a fruit here that's called a lima, and it's not a lime. It's perfumed. To me, it smells like Earl Grey tea, like bergamot. It's got this sort of wonderful, bitter, perfumey quality. It's not lime. And if you just put lime in the food, it doesn't taste right. So I've been learning about lima. It's funny, when you try and reproduce a dish like this from a cookbook and you've never been here, you have no idea of the flavors that you're coming up upon. Another thing they do a lot of things with is turkey. It's like Thanksgiving every day here. They do it in this black paste. They do it in escabeche, which is with garlic and onions and a little bit of vinegar, cumin. When you go to the markets, you don't see the things that you see in other parts of Mexico. You don't see big piles of guajillo and arbol and ancho chilies. What you see are the local chilies, which are the habaneros. You see the chatic, which is like a chili de agua, which is a milder chili. You see these things called recados and rellenos. And relleno usually means stuff, but here it means like a mole paste. And condimentos, that are these special little spice blends that they put on everything. So the food is really unique from the rest of Mexico, and certainly what most Americans consider Mexican food.